Welcome to Morning Coffee here on the Radio Vision Network. I am Mark Cooke, and I am pleased to present this morning Breakfast with the Boss. He is Scott Tanker, and he is the man sitting right next to me. Good morning, Scott. How are you today?
Good morning, Mark. Did you have your coffee this morning?
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I didn't sleep last night.
You look jazzed.
What's classic is that I didn't sleep last night,
Yeah.
so I've been drinking coffee since about 5:30 this morning. I'm on my 8th cup.
You look
I'm
marvelous.
ready. I'm
You're
ready to run around, ready to run around the studio. So
Well,
let's get into it.
we have a great show today. You know, www.radiovisionnetwork.com brings on some fantastic guests. And we have a guest today that may even stump you.
Oh.
I want everybody to say hello to a gentleman named Bryan Cooke. Bryan, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, Bryan.
Bryan has a company that I am so envious of. I can't tell you so much about it because he knows more than me, obviously. It's called Mathnasium, and it's all about math. It's a focused program on helping students from the wee ages of 4 or 5 to maybe 18, and we'll talk about it, how they can get better at math, how they can make their lives easier using math. And the parents are amazed by the increase in the success these people have. I want to introduce Bryan. So good to have you here.
Thank you.
We got to start. How could anybody get interested in math?
It's a good question.
Let's
It
ask.
really is. Let's talk to the expert.
Honestly,
There you go.
share with us how you got here.
Well, math has always been a passion for me. That was the best subject in school, and I loved it. I like doing puzzles, and my parents encouraged me to do puzzles when I was a student, as a kid, and I just grew up really loving math, and I went into engineering for that. And then a few years back, of course, layoffs happened, and I was looking for something different to do, and I stumbled across Mathnasium. Actually, somebody told me about it, and I checked them out, and it's funny. I've loved math all these years, and yet the training that they gave me, as I was going through the training, I was like, wow.
Yeah, it opened up a whole new world for you,
absolutely.
right?
I mean, I've been doing it the hard way all these years.
Now, Mathnasium is a what? It's a franchise.
It's a franchise, yeah, sure.
Tell us a little bit about Mathnasium, because I don't think the world knows about them. They've heard of some of the bigger names. I don't even have to
Right.
say what they are. This is focused just
Right.
on math.
Specific.
Yeah, all we do is
Mathnasium.
math.
And by the way,
All we do is
folks,
math.
I need to tell you, I've known Bryan for a few years, and I've heard all about his math tricks, and he's shown me a few of them. But tell me about Mathnasium. Take a minute and tell us how that learning center came about.
Okay, a guy named Larry Martinek, who was the brain. This was his brainchild.
Right.
He was a math teacher in California,
Right.
and saw how kids weren't learning math,
Mhm.
and designed a program around this. It's through discussions with his child, who was a math prodigy, Nick, and they developed
Program.
over his growing up years. Larry developed this program for teaching, and franchised it back in about 2000. And they started off with a couple concept stores, and it was about 200 when I got into it, and it's now around 650.
It is. It's amazing.
That's 7
I have
years,
to ask
6
the
years.
question. People don't understand, especially adults, the connection between math and everyday things. And they don't
Okay.
understand how easy it is to use math to their advantage.
Well, you
to make their life easier.
use math all the time, and it's one of the skills that you need to be solid in. Just think about your simple transactions in the store.
Right.
If you can't make change or understand how much change you're going to get, right? You've got an issue. You've got issues there.
It goes even deeper than that.
Yeah.
Everybody says, I can't do algebra. It doesn't work, right? Well, they do algebra every day. Every person who goes to the store to buy groceries is
Right.
doing algebra in their head.
Right.
How many bananas do you need to buy? Well, how many are you going to eat before they go bad? How many people are in your family that are going to eat bananas?
The XY factors.
Yeah, it's so funny. You're doing
All right.
formulas in the store you don't even know it.
And
But
if
you're
you-
right.
Exactly right.
And if you get people interested in that, just see how far they can take it. Because when you build rooms, when you do models and puzzles, and everything has
Oh,
math
sure.
in it. And I must tell you, I'm an older guy now, so it's hard to teach an old guy new tricks. But the adding, subtracting, multiplying, division is very, very important, and the percentages. But it's so much more than that. You can take and use in so many ways to help yourself to make sure people aren't taking advantage of you in different ways, just by using math equations.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, and it's not. We use math so much and don't even think about it.
Right.
I have a lot of students that have trouble with geometry because it's kind of an offshoot.
Right.
I studied algebra, now I'm into geometry. No, what am I doing now? Geometry is logic. It's teaching you how to think through a problem. You need to have specific steps to go through it.
Right.
And okay, you go in an office and it's a huge mess. What do you do first?
Right. How do you attack it?
How do you
Right.
attack a problem? That's what geometry is about.
Yeah. Now, it's and something called critical thinking,
Yeah,
which is an offshoot
absolutely,
of that,
yes.
which isn't always math related. But tell us about the students. Tell us some of the successes. I want people to hear how incredible where they were and where they've gotten since they come to Mathnasium.
Oh gosh,
you have
yeah.
a staff of people. You've been doing this for
I've got
15 plus years.
Well, I have an amazing staff that works with me. I've got 10 people that work with me.
Fabulous, yeah.
Not for me, they work with me.
Right.
I've got a fantastic center director who just really knows the kids and knows who they need to be placed with and just...
He's really good at evaluating what their needs are, and that's really important.
She is really good.
I'm
She
sorry.
is very good.
I thought you referenced. Yeah, I'm sorry about
no,
that.
that's okay. The reason I bring that up is she is a role model for the women, the
Yes.
girls, to aspire
to emulate, yeah.
to math,
Yeah.
which is, believe it or not, a very, there's a stigma. Well, girls don't know math. Don't worry about it.
Right.
And,
It's
and
been that way. It was a science that way a long time ago.
Yeah, it was assigned to us that way,
Yeah.
exactly. So, but she isn't. We've had, gosh, I had a second grader come into me. She was a real train wreck. Just
Second grade.
She
what
wasn't
do we?
grasping,
No,
right.
she wasn't grasping anything. She couldn't even add.
Right.
She's been with us she was with us for about 2 or 3 years, real steady, and then it's just been kind of touch and go as she needs it. Now she's in 6th grade in the advanced math, and just doing real well. But it was funny. I taught her first because we were just growing,
Yeah.
and then I had other people come in and teach her. I came back about 6 months and had her as a student for a little bit, and I was amazed at she would look at a problem and you could see she was just thinking it through, the Mathnasium method. Well, okay, here's the answer.
That's awesome.
So I mean, it's an amazing methodology.
Yeah,
You
it's
teach
gotta
someone
be.
something, then see it actually happen.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
It's
Bryan
gotta
Cooke
be.
from Mathnasium. That's incredible. Just so people know, before I forget, 856-874-0050. Bryan, that's a great. What else? What else do you want to talk about?
Well,
Because he's so many things.
Listen, we've got so much more to talk about that. Let's take a break now,
All right.
and then we'll come back. And then I want to talk a little bit about the franchise, the big company, then how it affects you, and then how it affects the students, like trickle-down effect. I got a lot of questions for you, Bryan. Hang in
Cool.
there. I got to take a
Okay.
quick break, but we'll be right back here on Morning Coffee and Breakfast with the Boss.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at alicia@whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. the way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more. Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee. I am Mark Cooke, and this is Breakfast with the Boss. It's Scott Tanker sitting right to my right. And we're talking to Bryan Cooke from Mathnasium. This is awesome. This is it's really cool because we know that there's a lot of different places out there for kids to get extra help in the subjects they need, but Mathnasium is cool because it's geared all towards science. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's geared towards math. It's called Mathnasium. Of course it's geared towards math. But it's specific, Bryan, and that's the thing that I really like about it is that, we talked a little bit about your background was in engineering, and then it was kind of a situation where you're like, okay, well, what do? I have all of these really strong skills in math. How do I give back? How do I help? And that's kind of where this Mathnasium idea and concept kind of came in, right? And now you dedicate your life to helping children get better at math. What an amazing way to give back to the community and to society and all that stuff. That's really cool.
It all starts from doing what you love.
Right.
And you said you started out as an engineer, you enjoyed math, you loved math.
I love math,
and
yeah,
you had an
absolutely,
opportunity, which means in this country, folks, we still have opportunities.
Yes.
You had an opportunity because you looked for it, searched for it, and also a little bit of luck, because there's an old saying, the harder you work at things, the luckier you get. And then you founded Mathnasium. And you
Well, I
did
didn't
it
found
incredibly-
Mathnasium.
No,
Mathnasium is
for
a
you.
franchise,
Found
but
it
I
for you.
did
Hey,
find
you
it.
founded
And
the one in Cherry Hill,
I got the one
right?
in Cherry Hill.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
And I
yeah.
understand we must tell people, tell the folks where in Cherry Hill you're at.
Oh, we're-
and tell them about your new one.
Oh, okay. We're on the corner of Springdale and Route 70. On Route 70, there's a defunct gas station,
Right.
and then right next to it is a little strip mall called
Right.
Green Tree Place, across from the college.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's
everybody knows where that is. It's right at the corner of Springdale and Route 70. It's really
Right.
easy to find.
Right.
How about a website?
just go to mathnasium.com/Cherry Hill.
Boom.
Now I've gotten to the point where I can open a second center.
Great.
We're opening in Haddonfield.
Great.
We're going to be in Westmont Plaza,
Excellent.
off of Cuthbert Road. Right now, the scheduled opening date is around the beginning of October.
So you haven't really met a Haddonfield parent, have you?
Actually, I have several Haddonfield
They're
parents.
tough.
Yeah,
They're
I
tough.
actually have several
And I
Haddonfield
mean it in
parents
all
with me.
respect. They're really concerned about their children's.
Well, they're
Absolutely.
involved.
They're
right?
involved- they're involved with the kids, yeah,
And
absolutely.
a lot of time that gets misconstrued as being difficult or tough,
Right.
as Scott wants to say. But I would much rather have an engaged parent than somebody that's
Oh,
disinterested in their
absolutely.
child's
Well,
education,
absolutely.
right?
People that are coming to me are definitely engaged.
Engaged, right?
And I take that very seriously. I want to make sure their child is doing well. And we've had students that were getting C's and D's, and sometimes worse, and we've pulled them up. Now, depending on how much time we have, if parents come to us at the beginning of the school year, my child wasn't doing well last year, what can you do for me this year? We can get them caught up, and a lot of times we have them in the AB category within first marking period.
We were talking a little bit off camera about what happens during the summer. And
Oh,
you
yeah,
wanted to bring
yeah.
up the idea of these packets that schools, some schools are providing. Give the audience some hints on
Sure.
what's going on out there.
Well, you got reading packets, obviously.
Right.
Some of the schools have a math packet that goes with it, depending on the grade.
Okay.
People know what that means, what a packet is.
It's a math packet. I mean, it's an assignment
summer
of
assignments.
summer assignments.
Yeah.
They could be as few as 14 pages. I've seen some students come in with 114 pages.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Depends on the age of the student, the math they're taking, if
The
it's
level,
advanced
right.
math level, what have you. But it's one of the best kept secrets so far that I found. I have students come in and we say, where's your math packet? Well, I don't have one. Let's take a look at the website. We go on the website, oh, look at that. You've got a 15 or 20 page
Yeah,
math
Really?
packet.
People don't realize that? The
Uh,
parents don't know it either?
It
Wow.
wasn't,
Just
it really wasn't
wasn't
publicized in
communicated,
school. But from a past experience, last year, the year before, I have students coming to me in September after the first day of school going, I got to do this now.
This was
Right?
due yesterday.
It was
Yeah.
due. It was due today.
Yeah.
The teacher asked for it and said, "You've got a week to do it."
Yeah.
You know, so but it's important to keep the math skills sharp over the summer.
Sure.
There's something we call the summer slide, in that
Yeah.
the students can lose up to 3 to 4 months worth of their math skills, math ability. What they learned last year, they have forgotten by the time they get back to school.
Wow, that's a huge number.
Yes, it is.
That's a huge number.
Yes, it is.
That's scary.
And, well, actually, I have students that have been with me, and they go on vacation for a month, 3 or 4 weeks maybe, and they come back, and we go back into the book where they were working, and they look at me and go, "Man, I'm rusty. I don't
Can we go
remember
back
what I
a
was
few
doing."
pages? Wow.
And it takes a little bit to get them back up and running, so we want to keep them sharp over the summer also.
So the packets really work, and it's a little hint for those out there
Oh, yeah.
whose kids don't say they don't have any homework or anything. Not
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
And in
Check-
fact, you
check
can
the
give them
website.
packets.
Yeah.
You could probably hand out some packets to help them
Well, if they come to us,
Yeah.
we'll work with them. We'll do an
Yeah.
assessment, figure out what they need,
at their level.
and we have some great programs over the summer that are just for the summer.
You have Mathnasium fitness tests for these kids, which is good. Bring your kid in,
Yeah.
your child or your older child, and have them take a little fitness test and see what Bryan and his staff can do for you. And there's nothing wrong with getting sharper skills, because nowadays some people are going to school all year round, and I'm wondering if that's better.
It's better to
Lots
take
of reasons.
smaller doses of vacation.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we've
Better for
been
learning,
kind of
too.
talking about students that are maybe behind. We
Yeah.
think every time you think tutoring and
Sometimes, how
math.
about the ones you just want to go farther and farther?
I have a student in there right now. He is now going into 2nd grade. Okay, he's 5 or 6. They brought him to me when he was 4, and he was too immature to sit,
Right.
but he was doing the math. He was
brilliant.
able to. Yeah, the other day he asked us about reducing algebraic fractions and factoring and what. Now this is a
We
2nd
gotta
grader.
stop right
Wow,
there.
yeah.
Take me to a dumber country. I can't
Yeah.
do it. We better take a break here before something crazy happens here. Yeah.
Well, let's
Oh
do
my
that.
gosh.
Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back, and we're going to wrap up with Bryan Cooke from Mathnasium. Stay right there, will
Oh
you?
my God, reducing fractions.
Today's show is sponsored by Hargrove Demolition, your demolition experts. Hargrove is a family-owned and operated business right here in the southern New Jersey area, bringing you 45 years of demolition expertise. Hargrove has all your demolition needs, from emergency demolition service to demolition equipment rental. Hargrove is one of the state-approved recycling facilities right here in the southern New Jersey area. No job is too big or too small for Hargrove Demolition. Contact them today at one of their 3 locations.
When I was injured, I couldn't play basketball for my entire sophomore year.
After years of wear and tear, I knew something was seriously wrong with Deja's knee when the swelling wouldn't go down.
Young athletes are still growing. They need specialized care only available here at Dayton Children's.
I wanted the best care for Deja because I wanted her to return to the thing that she loves to do, and that's basketball.
At Dayton Children's Sports Medicine, we're treating tomorrow's champions.
Right care.
Right now,
Right here.
Dayton Children's.
Just right for kids.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Saving your business money is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tanker Consulting Services, a payment solutions expert, will show you how with a free, detailed, written analysis illustrating your cost savings. We usually uncover savings between 10 and 25%, and sometimes more. We can help your business succeed by providing reliable and secure merchant payment solutions such as merchant services programs, point-of-sale systems, and ATM machines. TCS, one of the leaders in regional credit card processing consulting, offers electronic payments to merchants locally and nationwide through our preferred vendor programs. We work to keep business costs down with a comprehensive suite of quality products, services, and customized credit card processing programs exclusively tailored for your company. TCS is convenient, reliable, and innovative, with customer service available 24/7, 365 days a year. Our in-depth industry knowledge, partnership strategy, and innovative processing solutions allow for a specialized approach to providing merchant bank processing with 100% full fee disclosure. TCS is one-stop shopping for all your merchant services solutions. Our clients save money 100% of the professional and friendly provider of secure payment services. We set the standard by which others are measured. Call now for a free written analysis. 609-922-0201.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway,
Welcome back to Morning Coffee. That was Speed Raceway that just ran over us real quick. But then I appeared, which is good. It's all good. Here I am. It's Morning Coffee. It's breakfast with the boss, Scott Tanker. And we are wrapping things up with Bryan Cooke from Mathnasium. Yes. This has been awesome. Look, I kind of wish that Mathnasium was available when I was a kid because I probably would have done a little bit better in math.
My kids, God bless them, they're very smart. They really know how to study. They've learned a lot. They took math lessons in school, and they didn't have to, but they did because it was the right thing to do. And I just have to tell everybody out there, learning how to study, learning how to learn is the most important thing you can do.
Absolutely.
The second most important thing is that it's not always easy to learn math. Sometimes you need some help.
Yeah, and that's what he does every day.
That's what we do every
He helps
day,
kids
yeah.
do that every day. That's
Every
so
day.
cool, Bryan.
We talk about so many things that we can help our kids with and that are valuable lessons.
Mm-hmm.
You provide as valuable lessons as gas in a car. Without that, people can't really go anywhere. They can't get places. They can't feel confident about things. I still have women I know who 50, 60 years old who get crazy when they have to leave a tip.
Yeah.
At a restaurant.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out. Absolutely.
Or they just struggle. Not that they can't, they struggle. And
They got to pull out their phone and then do the
and now they
tip
have the receipts
calculator.
that give you the tips automatically. They
Yeah.
get
Oh,
easy
yeah,
for you.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
That
too many
stuff drives
waitresses
me
got
nuts.
screwed, right? They
Yeah.
had to do that
Oh,
so
yeah.
people would actually tip.
Give the audience some hints, some tips that they can help their kids during the summer, or generally speaking, to make sure that because the kids don't always watch what we're talking about today, but the parents do.
Sure.
So
Well,
help
one
us
of
out.
the things you can do is, if there isn't a math packet from school, go down to
The library or something.
you can go to the library, you can go in any bookstore. They all have self-help books for math.
Almost like activity
Well,
books.
activity books, yeah. And you know, at the lower grades, you want to do that.
They're fun. They're fun at lower grades, and the higher grades they make them as fun as they can.
Well, yeah, you know, the biggest thing the upper grades have trouble with are are the word problems.
Right. The critical thinking stuff.
The critical thinking stuff. And once you've learned how to pick apart and translate the English into math, I tell everybody I speak 2 languages. I speak English,
So true.
and I speak math,
So true.
and it's
Problem
true.
solving.
And if you can't, but the word problems give most of the students the most problem, because they're looking and go, what do I do here?
Well, the problem
Where
was
do I
because the
start?
train left Chicago at noon, and then the other train left Dallas at whatever time, and then I got to figure out what time they're going to be in St. Louis. It's like, what the heck, man? Like, those word problems.
Why is that important?
Yeah, right?
Okay, well let's talk about you and your family. You're going to be driving from here to Harrisburg.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
You're going to be driving here from here to Harrisburg, and you've got a car that you can drive average speed of 60 miles an hour. You know, how long is it going to take? What time do you need to leave here so that you can get there for lunch?
Right.
You know, you're meeting somebody
How
for
many
lunch.
miles is it?
Right.
All right, and Harrisburg is about 100 miles from here.
100 miles.
So if you're going to go 50 miles an hour, you're going to get there in 2 hours. But if you're going to go 60 miles an hour,
if I go 50 miles an hour, I'm gonna get fish shaking at me.
Average 50.
Which is another math number.
That's another.
That's
another
the
thing.
Pennsylvania Turnpike. Those people drive fast out there.
But sometimes you can only go 20 or 30 miles an hour because of the traffic.
That's right. Oh, that's
so
true.
if you're averaging 60 miles an hour, you might be going a little faster, you might be going a little slower.
Right.
And it's one of those things where this is real world. You know, I've got.
Help you get to a place on time or not on time if you play it out.
And time is another thing we discuss. We work with the students so they can read an analog clock.
Oh, that's so cool.
What can a clock teach you, aside from what time it is?
Oh my gosh.
We can teach fractions on a clock.
Right.
Quarter hour, half hour, a third. How many minutes are in an hour? Most students now, if you ask them what's half an hour, they'll tell you 50 minutes. Yep. Or a quarter of an hour is 25 minutes. Why? Because they're figuring it's 100 minutes. It's not. It's 60 minutes. It's base 60.
So how about metrics? That get people crazy. Remember that when we were young, they were going to change the whole world over to metrics, and they said we can't do this.
Well, the whole world did change over to metrics.
Except
we didn't.
For us.
Yeah. And we work somewhat with metrics, not an awful lot because it's not part of the school curriculum, and the students don't really need to deal with that. What you've got to realize is if you've got something that's this long, it can be 3 inches or it can be about 7 centimeters.
Right.
Okay. Why? Well, it's this long. It doesn't matter what you measure it with. It's this long. So, and that's one of the things we work with the kids on. We do work with the English weights and measures with the students also.
Okay.
And it can get pretty interesting. I mean, how many teaspoons make a tablespoon, and how many tablespoons make an ounce?
How good is that though for cooking? I don't know that.
Yeah.
Well, if you're cooking, you need to know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
You folks, the Mathnasium people, and Bryan in particular, because I've known him for a few years, and he's got some great math tricks and things. You have to go meet Bryan. You have to go visit with him, the staff. Just have a conversation and see if you have weaknesses or holes in your thinking as it relates to all this. It's a healthy thing to do for your kids. Frankly, probably some of the adults should do it too, but we'll stick to the kids right now.
Actually, I've had adults call me and say, "Can you teach me?" I said, "Sure, why not?"
Well, this is great because before you and I go out and we talk about the Pythagorean theorem and we do some different things, I want you to invite everybody to Mathnasium to check them out. Give the website, give the location, give the phone number. Sure. Because look, even if you're thinking about your child needing a little bit help in math, Bryan Cooke is the guy to talk to over at Mathnasium. So,
and the consultations are courtesy of the firm. You got to meet somebody to see if you can help them.
Absolutely.
Right.
But come on over. We're at Springdale and Route 70. We're on Route 70, 1892, Route 70 East, or Malton Pike East if you're plugging into it. Yeah. Right. Our phone number 856-874-0050. And our website, just go to mathnasium.com/Cherry Hill, and you'll see our teaching methodology there. It's when I tell people teach kids to think differently about math. What do you mean think differently? Well, it's critical thinking and how do things fit together. And if you want to put them together this way, when somebody else wants to put them together this way, as long as you get to the right solution, it doesn't matter.
But you're going to show them some.
But we'll show them different ways because not everybody learns. In the schools, it's got to be one size fits all.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's one size fits none. And if you're not thinking the way they're teaching, you're not going to pick it up. What we do is we look at how the child is learning. Whether it may be tactile, it may be drawing pictures, it may be just putting numbers on paper, what have you. But we look at how they're learning and then present it to them that way. And then we'll go back and say, okay, now let's take a look at what your teacher wants you to do. Now that you understand the concept, let's make it. Now this is the way the teacher wants you to do it.
Man, I'm excited about math.
I want to go back to school just for this reason.
Let's go do some quadratic equations or something, right? Like, this is awesome.
This and lunch was the best period I ever had.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining
Hey,
us today.
I appreciate it. Thank
we
you
want to
very
have him back on.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, it'll be cool. We can bring a student.
Yeah, I think a great
Or
idea,
maybe some
Brian.
tricks. You can bring some tricks with him.
When
Math tricks.
September, when school gets going, we come back. Maybe we bring one of your good success stories, and we tell everybody out there how valuable it is to be at Mathnasium.
I actually hired one of my students.
Boom.
What is that?
I'd have to bring her in.
That's the one.
You'd have to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
It
absolutely.
was great seeing you. It was great. This was a great show today
fun.
on Breakfast with the Boss on www.radiovisionnetwork.com. Mark Cooke, Scott Tanker. We are now going to be going back to our ongoing show, which is Morning Coffee.
Morning Coffee.
Tell us some more.
We'll be right back with Morning Coffee. Yeah, we got a full lineup coming up. So stick around. We will be right back here on the Radio Vision Network.
Take care, folks.